camping is, like inside space, and I'm not gonna try to necessarily clear the guard. I'm gonna play in a way that just applies pressure. You keep your frames in your knees. Yeah, move here. And the deal is, I'm just gonna put enough pressure on Chris that he feels and has to carry this weight, and he's gotta move around. Move. So I'm just fatiguing him while not fatiguing myself. That's the whole idea of wearing his stamina bar down slowly. Maybe I make a play once in a while. I try shin pummeling. Yeah. See, now he's gonna recover guard. Good. Now he's flat. He's in big trouble. Then the pass happens from here. So camping is just a weird way of saying, I'm not gonna progress or force the guard pass. I'm just gonna make him carry my weight and do all the work while I do nothing. And that sounds like the kind of jiu-jitsu that I would really enjoy. So all we're gonna play today is like think headquarters, where I step inside, I have 1 foot inside, because if I have 2 feet outside, I've already beaten his knees. Camping assumes that I beat his feet, but not his knees. I'm gonna put my hands on the floor, and for this one, I'm gonna start with my head down low, right on his shoulder. Now he's gonna bring a frame in, and start playing his guard, and I'm just gonna sit here, surf and smash on him. His objective would be to recover full guard, or butterfly guard. This is good for him. My objective is to eventually, through pressure, just to beat his knees and get to full pass, but not rushing it. I'm gonna let him tire himself out and give me an easy pass, rather than me trying to stuff and do all this stuff. Stuff his knees or whatever. So the mechanisms I'm looking for, weight distribution, we're on this side. I'm gonna look to pummel the shins, or just pressure, crushing. I'm only 189 pounds, you're fine. Pressuring, so I could be attacking here, but here's the risk, look. We all wanna do this, we start rapping. I got a guillotine. I just gave up 2 cans. Right, the sweep. So if you're competing, stay on top. Get on top, stay on top. Right, that's should be the mantra going through your head. If he starts to recover anything, I want to come back. See, this is a good camping position from here. Go ahead, play. And so just playing angles, but getting in a position that I'm not going to rush the pass. Just pressure, smash, and beat him slowly. Play around with it, see what happens, right? Pressure onto Chris. Here. My feet are flat on the floor, there's no way. Here though, it's right, soon like barely touch. It's all on him. It's gotta be on him. If my knees hit the floor, he's happy again. Yep. So I want just like floating heavy pressure on this guy. Now, I could start working to stuff the knee because I want to get this inside space, or I can look to pummel this foot back up and over. Just really calm. This is what I want you guys to start looking for next. And make sure we're playing like a knee shield style guard in here. If he opens the guard here, he's giving me the pass. I'm not going to stay in there at all. So he's going to have the knees framing across the body. Like so. This is the position bottom player wants to be in. It's kind of fatiguing on your lower abdomen the more they pressure into you. That's okay. These hands need to be here because if he tries to kick me, like sweep me, right, I got to be able to have like base. So if he lifts me up, can you lift me up, start underneath me? I want him to have to pay for this. Right, so we're going to get into float passing and all that stuff because there's a lot of stuff that comes off of this, but if we don't get this part right, the pressuring and the camping, relaxing here with inside space, we're going to not be able to proceed very well. So first step, I'm going to heist up, keeping my base. My foot's going to come over and hook the front of his ankle. I'm going to use that to push his foot down and start clearing. He's going to want to go half guard here, and that's perfect. Because now I have chest to chest and a good half guard, easy to pass from here. Pressure, oh, raise the balls. Foot comes up to your own butt and hooks his foot. Extending it down and putting him flat. Collect my underhook in the crossface and he can close half guard. They're all going to close half guard on you for sure. Totally fine. Make sense? All right, let's do it. Eventually figured out it's just a small motion, right? In a live situation, it's still a small motion, but it's way faster. It's way scramblier, right? People are like, oh shoot, I'm losing my foot. I need to get back in. So you do end up at half guard a lot. Sometimes too, you just obliterate it and end up backstepping here, boom, here, and then here. This really normal, happens a lot to me. As people get better, they get quicker. Trapping your half guard, boom, here, and then Chris wraps the half guard and it usually throws right into lockdown. So lockdown is, you can throw lockdown in, does it hurt your knee? Lockdown is really dangerous for both players if we get stiff and rigid with it. So if I'm like here, flat, chest to chest with Chris, his best option is to lock down, but probably not to extend me unless I'm trying to clear up here. If I start coming up here, Chris can straighten me down, ooh, take control of the hips. Now he's gonna whip up, get him to this side, preferably the other side. He's done underhook, so he's safe. This is good, he can start playing sweeps and all that stuff from here. So for me, as soon as they catch this half guard, I'm gonna dump my hips here. Now when he tries to go lockdown, it's much harder, and I'm looking to put your lockdown in. Right, then I can start passing. So if I stay flat, his lockdown is super easy to get. He can lock it down, so he's crossing his legs, you can connect your lockdown. Yeah. And then as he extends away, my hips just sink, boom, down. And it's really, he can blow out something in my knee here. I've heard stories, but I've never actually seen it. BMAC said he's seen more injuries from lockdown than any other position in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, so you gotta be real careful. The idea is like, with me, to get your underhook. Here, freeze. This is where the knee injuries happen. If Chris is too meat-headed and I'm too stubborn and I try flexing and he tries extending and all that energy goes right into my twisted knee and he can pop something in the knee. So we have to be really careful when we play lockdown, and then I've used it for years, like never hurt anybody, but I've got a lot of taps from positions I didn't think people should be tapping it. And I think they were like, don't want my knee to break, tap. Right, so you can be kind of forceful here. Some rules for kids, they don't even allow lockdown, some they do. So it's kind of a weird position. But for me, I'd rather not play here. As soon as I get to the half guard, I put my foot flat to the floor and I turn into him here. Now when he tries to put his lockdown in, it proves to be a difficult thing. I take my foot, and I heel toe, all the way up close to him. Now his lockdown, try again. There's zero chance for a lockdown here. Now I start pushing on the knee, sitting through. I will always bug this arm. Boom, that straight arm bar is always available, but framing on the knee, wedging my knee into his hip here, pulling the foot out, collecting my points. So as I hit the pass, I want you guys to work all the way from the pass too, so we get better at this. Here, boom, he catches. Right? Even if he gets his lockdown, can you straighten me out here?
Nope.
Grab his foot. If you don't like where it's going, just grab a hold of his foot, put your lockdown. The end of the lever is too strong. There's nothing he can do here. Now I can heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Did I just make up a new leg lock?
Yes.
Push.
It's almost like the, it's almost like standing.
I don't know.
Lockdown.
It felt weird. It felt like tight and dicey.
It was like trapping the person's foot when they cross them in front of
Yeah,
you
it
from
was
back
Like
take.
in leg lace.
Yeah, that's what it
Because I
felt,
was stuck.
exactly what it felt like.
Yeah.
Pummel.
I'm totally stuck.
Wedging my knee underneath, right? It's stupid, but it feels strong, I'm telling you. He has to react, obviously. We're just making this up as we go right now, people.
Yeah.
So what I want to do, I would honestly figure four my legs here and squeeze and probably break something. But I'm not gonna do that to Chris because he has a bad knee. So instead heel toe, walk up. Can you extend your lockdown from here? Yes. So you're still gonna win that battle.
No, but if you have my toes, I don't.
Yeah, but I gotta move on. Yeah, I mean, I wanna go here and then lock this. That's terrible. That's awesome. I'll play with that later. So for now, boom, get your foot out of the way so he can't get to the line. Once he's here, heel toe to right up to the butt, push on the knee. This is really easy to do. Wedge my knee into his hip. Here, use that. Point my ballerina toes. So you were saying you do ballet 3 times a week. Pull it out, push on the knee, wedging on his hip. There's a Brazilian secret here, thanks Eduardo. He will hop up and put the knee right where you think he will put it, and he'll drive into it, which is very painful. He will get the guard pass, and it's totally legal. Here, block this knee. Square back up, finish the pass. One more time, without all the yapping and experimenting. Make sense? On a pummel, and he's like got ballerina toes, because he's one of those guys. And I can't just scrape him off. I'm gonna switch my post to this side and elbow him in the head, just driving him back this way to change the angle. From here now, he's got 2 knees in front, and I'm not just gonna be able to clear anything. I reach back and I grab this top foot and I just push it towards the floor. Get an easy pass. Again, no calories for me. It's all up to him. He likes it. Look how red he is. He likes it.
It's super comfortable.
Super comfortable position. I believe I can fly. You like it? Yeah. Camping. You asked for camping, sort of.
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
Elbow goes to the head. How you doing, Andrew? He loves it. I have good base here, right? He can start moving, but as he moves, right, super slow and easy.
Probably looks like I'm just letting you move my foot, but it's so
does.
hard to resist.
None of these people believe what's happening right now.
Show 'em one by one.
Boom, pressure. I'm here, so look, my hand's gotta be here, because if I go over here too soon and he butterfly sweeps me in that direction, yeah, I'm gonna be like all twisted up and in trouble. Probably get reverse cowgirl or something. So instead, when I try to pummel from here, my arms are on this side, cool. And then I switch and I turn his head. This is important mechanic. It's also fun. Then I drop my weight onto that left hip, and I grab his top foot, and I open the hips. It's really, really strong. Happens to me almost every day, rolling in one way or another. So kind of learn the mechanic and then think about how you might apply this. How you might apply this same technique from all your guard passes, because it happens a lot, not just from this one specific scenario. This is just a principle, right? So, all right, let's give it a try. When I pummel, if I can't get this and I let my foot slip back down and my arm comes to this side, I've given up my back, right? So we gotta be real hip to the idea, hip. We're gonna be aware. We're gonna be aware that I need to control this hook before I switch to here, because if he can clear that hook now, before I get here, now you can't do it.
No,
Even here, can you? Hard.
hard.
Maybe if I was 109 pounds. So be aware that they could look to get to the back. Here, grip immediately to stop the back take, right off the bat. Then when I hit this and I start extending and pulling and hitting the pass, I can go to the toes here. Oh, come on, bring your knee up like you did earlier. Give me the moment. Put that knee back down. Here. It's illegal. You're not allowed to toe hold this way. But man, you can generate a lot of pressure.
That looks like everything would explode. Right down knee to hip.
Yeah, it's gross. I did so nice to Marcos earlier. I think he has trauma from it. Didn't want me to do it again. The other one Andrew and Chris were toying with was just crotch rip. Strench the groin. Strench. Grab here, grab the toes, pull them in. You can pass it off if you need more braking power here. 80cc only for that though.
Is that legal in ADCC?
Yeah. cool. Backwards toe holds are legal and all the JJF stuff, but ADCC, it's fine. All right, questions on any of this stuff? Not this last stuff, obviously. I just wanted to show it because it's painful.